It'll be interesting to see what happens in the next matchup, though.
All right, well, let's see how Luis Salvato's feeling. He's down on the floor with Brian David Marshall.
Thanks, Rich. I'm here with Luis Salvato. Luis, Game 4 was a nail-biter. Game 5, you're looking for opening. What goes through your mind?
I win the round. I saw the hand and I think unless something strange happened, like draw 3, discard 3, and discard all my good spells, but otherwise I could put the bridge in play so fast and protect him, and that's what happens.
So you looked at your hand, and the only card you're really stressing about is a turn 1 Burning Inquiry from your opponent.
Yes, that's right.
And now you're through to the Pro Tour Finals. How are you feeling right now as you head into what will probably be the biggest match of your life?
I feel great. I will try to do my best and keep enjoying the game because I really love to play, and you said this is the biggest match, and I will try to enjoy and do my best.
All right. Good luck the rest of the way here at Pro Tour Rivals of Ixalan.
Thanks, BDM. Well, semifinal 1 is in the books. It's time to turn our attention to semifinal number 2, and we're going to start with Pascal Vieirin. There you get a look at him on your screen. Team Card Market is a Silver Pro. This is his first Pro Tour top 8. At his 9th Pro Tour, he has 2 GP top 8s. Let's take a look at his deck. Blue, red, Pyromancer. Paul, what does this deck do, and how does it do it?
Well, this is just kind of your classic control deck. You have your cheap cantrips, you have Ancestral Vision, but you're trying to win with kind of cheaper cards than usual for the control decks. You have 3 copies of both Thing in the Ice and Young Pyromancer, both of which synergizes really well with just kind of the wealth of cheap spells in this deck.
Is Thing in the Ice pretty unusual to see in a deck like this?
Well, given that right now the modern metagame seems to be slightly more aggressively slanted, this serves as an excellent defensive creature early, and you can turn things around really quickly as a win condition in the late game.
Well, let's hear from Pascal himself how he feels about his matchup this week.
All right, I'm here with Pascal Vieirin ahead of his semifinal match against Jerry Thompson. Pascal, weirdly, we're watching a Lantern deck win very quickly, but you're saying your matchup might not go as fast.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of interaction, a lot of discard from his side, card draw on my side. Not a lot of kill conditions, but plenty of removal each, so I think it's going to take a while before someone really gets the advantage there. For me, it's going to be important to get Ancestral Visions, card advantage like that. He has his other grindy ways like Fatalist Looting, Lingering Souls, and Bedlam Reveler is really important. But it's going to take a while. Like, it's a lot of maneuvering to get something resolved, to get something to seek, to get some advantage. But it's going to be an interesting match, I think. I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, these are the games you sign up for when you play a deck like this, right? This is what you enjoy.
Yeah, those are really, really enjoyable games. Like, just play it out and then like find a way to like get a small advantage to get something going. And it's really grindy, really not that easy, but enjoyable. I like that.
Give people at home who are watching something to look for. If they're rooting for Pascal, what's something they could see happen that would mean the advantage bar is going to start sliding your way?
I'm on the play, so I've got it for turn 1, suspend Ancestral Visions, and the advantage bar should go my way. That's going to be important. It's really a good way to get a head start.
All right, Ancestral Visions, keep an eye out for it in his semifinal against Jerry Thompson.
Yeah, Ancestral Vision, let's not lose sight of the fact that he is undefeated this weekend. He got to 12 wins and 2 draws and then was able to take a couple more draws coming into the top 8. He won his quarterfinal. Now he is only 1 win away from the final. We are still live for an undefeated Pro Tour champion, which would be astonishing. But to do that, he's got to get past Jerry Thompson. So here is Jerry, Platinum Pro, of course the Pro Tour Armenket champion, a couple of Grand Prix titles to his name, closing in on 350 lifetime pro points. He'll go past that milestone. This also has Pyromancer in it, very definitely. This is Mardu Pyromancer. So Simon, what's going on here?
This is a very different deck from the Blue-Red Pyromancer. Bedlam Reveler is kind of the control card of choice. You want to draw 3 cards when you've depleted all your other resources, and you're doing so many things with so little mana. Faceless Looting, discard spells, removal, and you are also playing Faceless Looting to make use of your graveyard, flashing back Lingering Souls and so on.
Luis Salvato waiting in the wings for one of these two. Does he want to face Blue-Red or does he want to face Mardu, and why?
Lantern would prefer to play against Mardu Pyromancer because it has a few less ways of dealing with the permanents and to draw multiple cards at the same time. Faithless Looting is a bit weaker than Ancestral Vision, and in the main deck I don't see any answer. Well, Kolaghan's Command is a bit weaker than Cryptic Command, for example.
Well, our players are ready down in the feature match area, so let's head down there for semifinal number 2.
Hello there, welcome back to the booth here at Pro Tour Rivals of Ixalan. That's Luis Scott Vargas, I'm Marshall Sutcliffe. It's our pleasure to bring you coverage here live from Bilbao, Spain. We've got semifinal number 2 lined up for you. In the feature match area, Jerry Thompson from the United States, Pascal Vieren from Belgium. They're all ready to go. Let's head down. It's time for the second semifinal match. Welcome to coverage of Pro Tour Rivals of Ixalan. I'm Marshall Sutcliffe in the booth with Luis Scott Vargas, and we're ready for semifinal number 2. We've already got one finalist all lined up. This one, though, is going to be decided between these two gentlemen. Jerry Thompson from the United States. You take a look at Jerry T. This is his 3rd Pro Tour top 8. He, of course, is a Pro Tour champion as well. Across from him is Pascal Vieren. This is his 1st Pro Tour top 8 for Pascal in his 9th Pro Tour start. Luis, you know where he made his debut?
It
was a memorable one for you, buddy. Berlin, 2008.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was his 1st Pro Tour. So Pascal's been at it for a long time. This is the first time he's actually found himself in the top 8. Now, as far as matchups go, Luis, can you break it down for us? We've got 2 pretty cool decks and decks you don't see every day in Modern.
So they're both Pyromancer decks. You know, you've got Blue-Red Pyromancer against Mardu Pyromancer, but I think that the differences between these decks is actually a little deeper than that. Basically, they are both mid-range / controlling decks. They're trying to stop what the opponent's doing and win with Pyromancer / Bedlam Reveler or Thing in the Ice in Pascal's case. But the main difference is Pascal has more ways to draw cards, and specifically Ancestral Vision. He actually played Serum Visions on turn 1, the wrong kind of vision from his perspective. Jerry would be much less happy if that was a suspended Ancestral, because this matchup's slow enough that those Ancestrals are going to resolve and are going to draw Pascal a lot of extra cards. Jerry does have his own, mechanisms for card draw. He's got Bedlam Reveler and Faithless Looting to improve card quality, but in a long, drawn-out game, the player who draws more cards is generally going to be able to win. And both these players are just throwing removal spells at each other. They both have a lot more removal than the opposing player has threats. So you're going to see a really big war of attrition. Lingering Souls is critical from Jerry's side, from Pascal's side. There's one kind of funny interaction that we were talking about before the round started. Thing in the Ice returns all non-horror creatures, and Bedlam Reveler is a horror.
Oh, weird.
You know what the funny thing is? I don't know who that's good for. Because Jerry would not mind that Bedlam Reveler being returned a lot of the time.
No, that's absolutely true. And of course, Thing in the Ice dwarfs the Bedlam Reveler. And here we go. One of the key cards for the matchup, Young Pyromancer. It's a card that both lists share. I don't expect it to stay around on the battlefield long against either player, to be honest. Pascal has many main deck answers, and Jerry Thompson has a few himself.
And Jerry just running out the Pyromancer on turn 2, just hoping Pascal does not have a way to kill it. But unfortunately for Jerry, Pascal does. In fact, Pascal's hand looks quite well set up here with Lightning Bolt, in 2 copies of, and Logic Knot in order to stop whatever Jerry plays next, and an Ancestral Vision, which, better late than never. Part of the reason that card is so good in this matchup is Pascal can suspend it on turn 3, 4, 5, and the game's probably still going to last long enough for him to yield the benefit.
Yeah, that Logic Knot could be a problem for Jerry Thompson. One of the things that you'll see as far as play patterns go with the deck that he's chosen here is when he resolves that first Bedlam Reveler, it tends to chain. He will usually find some action and find maybe another way to find more Bedlam Revelers and kind of keep that train rolling.
Yeah, and despite being a Mardu deck, featuring no blue, Jerry's deck sees a lot of cards. Between Bedlam Reveler and Faithless Looting, he's able to churn through his deck faster than you might expect.
Jerry's just going to flash back Faithless Looting here. He does have the Lingering Souls in his graveyard as well.
But Jerry may not want to go deep on the tokens before that thing in the ice flips, because once it flips, it's going to return all the tokens and hence kill them.
Yeah, but you can't be happy if you're Jerry Thompson if your game plan is revolving around when Thing in the Ice flips, right? It's not like it's an easy creature to get rid of.
In Jerry's main deck, he's got one Terminate and one Dreadbore that can kill Thing in the Ice, as well as 2 copies of
Here's Opt from Pascal Viren. Opt seen quite a bit of modern play since it was printed in Ixalan. Sometimes replacing